Hey guys, Marsengin here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so we are continuing on with the 50% support EZA showcases, and we are jumping into CABBA, the Super STR. This is a pretty interesting rotation for him to start off with, actually. So, as we've gone through in all of these showcases, these guys are pretty much the same. Well, their passive is exactly the same, and it's only really their super attack and then the character that they are, because that determines their links and their categories, of course, that sets them all apart. And CABBA is one of the ones that I think he could be the best one. Of course, I'll run through quickly. We've done this for all the other units. So STR types get 3 key and 10% attack and defense. Super STR types get an extra 50% attack and defense. So Super STR gets 60% and 3 key. Then he will change orbs to STR. If he has 2 other super units on the team, he has the ability that if we drop below 50% HP, we change the entire orb field to STR once only. If we have 3 other STR units, he has guard for the first 4 turns. And then, of course, he is a nuker. He gets 50% attack and defense per orb obtained, but an extra 20% and 10% crit chance if they are STR orbs. So that means STR orbs give him 70% attack and defense and 10% chance to crit per orb obtained. Now, the reason why I think CABBA might be one of the best ones is he has the best super attack effect along with the Int Kid Gohan, which is raise attack and defense by 50% for 9 turns. So that can stack multiple times and builds up as the event goes on. And of course, being, you know, CABBA, even though he's not the most exciting character of all time, he is of course a Pure Saiyan. So he's on teams like Pure Saiyans, Super Saiyans, Exploding Rage. He's on God Goku's 200% leader skill. So even though God Goku is only a physical unit, there's a lot of really strong STR Pure Saiyans. The new Dragon Fist Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I mean, say what you will about his animations, but very strong unit he is. The GT duo. I've brought this STR Carnival Goku for some extra support for CABBA as well, because I think we can see him get out to some pretty crazy numbers. And this Super Saiyan 3 Goku, he's not on God Goku's 200% lead, but he's getting the double 170, and then he's getting all of this support from CABBA as well. So we can see here we are at less than 100k defense start of turn. But then we go ahead and we grab these, get 5 STR orbs here, and we jump up to 300k with guard. Pretty good. We only have Super Saiyan with this Goku, so obviously not the craziest rotation for him, but interested to see what these guys are going to do here. And remember, with CABBA having these stacks for multiple turns, it's something that is just going to keep building up and building up as we go, right? And I discussed it with Minato on the podcast last night. We were talking about how the calcs for these abilities work. The 50% on Super, whilst it's not the permanent stack that he'll be carrying over into the next turn, the 50% he gets for the turn like he's currently in from doing that super is 50% of what we see in the menu after he's picked up the orbs. So his defense after supering would be 450k with guard, which basically means that on turn 1, like, he's tanking all normals in the game, which is the strength of all of these 50% supports, right? I've mentioned it in each of these parts at this point, and probably will for all of them. It makes these guys really well suited to some of this new difficult content that we've got that's very hard right out of the gate, because the units are guarding on turn 1, and if you're keeping them on rotation, obviously they're, well, whether they're on rotation or not, they're guarding on their next turn as well, which I think is part of a really good part of their design. The fact that they keep that guard for 4 turns, because it means if you float them off in slot 3, when they return, like 3 turns later, they will still have that guard. So that is very, very good design, because again, you go into some difficult content, let's say Fusion Zamasu being the big one, you get CABBA on turn 1, you can float him off in slot 3, he doesn't come back until turn 4, and by that point you're either already on physical Fusion Zamasu, maybe you're still in the Int one, so you float him off again in slot 3, he's providing that support to the STR units, and then he won't be back again until turn 7, which at that point you've potentially either finished the event or are just about to, right? So we got Super Saiyan and prepared for battle. I do want Carnival Goku to get the opportunity to get some hits in here. So I think what we'll do is we'll do this. Because what's Carnival Goku's defense start of turn here? 240k. And then we can get 7 orbs for CABBA. So he's crossed over now. His defense has gone up by 100k from the previous turn. Now, to be fair, Carnival Goku does give a bit of extra support. I think it is like 50% defense, but his defense significantly has gone up. So then if we grab the orbs, we're adding on top of a much bigger number, and we now have 600k. So after his super attack on this turn, he has 900k defense and guard. So he's not taking any damage here whatsoever. Let's see what Carnival Goku is going to do. Of course he's going to get supered straight away. Why am I even surprised at this point? The unit that needs to get hit to build up defense, and we're just going to get supered immediately. It's why, as much as I've always loved this STR Carnival Goku, it's always such a massive risk, like putting him in slot 1 to try and get the build up early on. Because you can almost guarantee, like, you take the risk and then he just gets supered immediately. Because post-attacking, he's already got higher defense. And then once he takes a hit or two, he's building up that defense as well. So it's always kind of funny when it is the first attack you take. But we're up to almost 7 mil here with CABBA. Ideally, we would want to get as much as possible, right? Get additional supers. With a lot of these guys, if they're raising defense for the turn on their super attack, then of course you want to get additional supers. But with this guy and Kid Gohan, because they're stacking up those additionals for so many turns, it's very, very good when you can get the additionals with them, because that's just another stack on top of everything that they've already built up to that point. So that is really, really good. I think we might actually be able to get the heal. There's a good slot here to be able to put the Tech Carnival Goku, because he's not getting hit because he's lost his guard at this point. So we can get a stack in here for him and then sell his healing as opposed to attacking. Because I think in all of these 50% showcases that we've done so far, I've tried running them with some partners that would be good for them, as well as a 200% leader. But the teams themselves, of course, have been pretty strong. And we're obviously not doing super difficult events, because I want to see these turns where they're getting to build up, see what they're like once their guard has run out, basically have a multitude of turns where we see them picking up orbs. Because for any nuking style unit, there's going to be a level of RNG. Like if you get a bad field of orbs, you get bad RNG on the orb changing, then obviously they're not going to look anywhere near as good. And if you've gone into the turns where their guard has run out, then obviously that's where they can potentially become a liability. So it's interesting to see a lot of these turns play out. But when it comes to the really difficult events, I think these guys are going to do really well. Of course, we managed to survive. Cell manages to survive here. Can he do any damage to them after a couple of supers? He still does. So we are going to get the CABBA turn now. It's a bit early on in the fight, I guess, but we will get to see. Now, the great thing about these guys is... yeah, there we go. All the orbs changed to STR. So now we can quite comfortably put him in slot 1, because start of turn now, after getting 2 supers, he's at 262k. So bear in mind, the only difference from this turn and the previous turn is that God Goku is here instead of Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So for CABBA, the difference is 0. He's still getting the same 2 links, he's still getting the support from Carnival Goku, but his start of turn defense has jumped up by another 70k. Thanks to the super attack effect. And now we can grab 23 STR orbs. So that's going to give us a full heal. And then he goes up to 2.27 million defense. Now he doesn't have guard on this turn, but 2.27 million defense means he's tanking any attack in the game. There's no boss that can like kill him with a super attack. Because even if he's not taking double digits, he's not taking more than like a couple of 100,000. And I don't even know who that boss would be, because Fusion Zamasu and the Sword of Hope Trunks, who are 2 of the hardest hitting bosses, are both physical. So he'll have type advantage over them. So yeah, there's the turn with the orb change. As you can see, like it's only a once only ability, but there's no turn restriction on it, which is the other thing that we haven't really mentioned at this point. So if you get that go off on like turn 2, for example, if you are going to do, let's say, Fusion Zamasu, you get that go off on turn 2, and then there you go. Like you've got this ridiculous attack. He'll still have guard at that point. And then, yeah, he's just untouchable whilst also doing a pretty decent amount of damage and giving you the heal. Because even if it's not, you know, multiple turns in and he stacked up his defense a ridiculous amount, getting 23 STR orbs, or whoever it is, their type orbs, is just going to give you a ton of HP, right? So that's really, really good. These guys are very interesting. I will probably it depends on what stuff goes on over the next couple of days, but I think we probably will revisit maybe 1 or 2 of these guys. In fact, let me know down below in the comments. I might make a post on Twitter and on the community tab as well. I might do maybe 2 or 3 of the teams, make some changes to the teams, of course, but maybe 2 or 3 of these guys in team builds versus Fusions and Masu, just to see how good they can do. I'm not going to re-showcase all of them against him, but some of these teams I think will do incredibly well against Fusions and Masu with these supports. So let me know down below in the comment section which ones of those you'd like to see. I definitely would like to try out the corrupted, you know, the LR Fusions and Masu with the second form cell, especially with him being tech. If he can put on a good showing there in the first phase against that, against the Zamasu in the AoEs, I think that will be a very, very good showing for him. So, but yeah, this will be an interesting turn for CABBA, because obviously we are, okay. Okay, we got to do that then, haven't we? How many orbs is this? 9. So let's go ahead and do this. Get the extra support here. So CABBA at the start of turn is now at 328k defense. Carnival Goku's at 382. Do you get extra links from you? No. So if we do this, we can get 9 and 2 rainbows, and that's 9 and 1 rainbow, so it's an extra STR orb. So we'll go ahead and do that. So 8 STR orbs, remember, giving 70%, and then the rainbow still gives 50 on top of that as well. So CABBA here, very realistic turn. We didn't use an item or anything like that. 1.28 million is his defense. So even in slot 1 here, he's not going to take damage. And then even if something goes wrong and like STR Carnival Goku takes some damage here or something, we're going to be all good. So yeah, he's going to super straight away. CABBA has 1.2 million defense, no guard. Yeah, there you go. Basically double digit damage. And then 9.6 million for him. He should have almost, well, actually we've got 7 STR orbs, right? So 70% chance to crit. So there's the crit. We didn't get the additional, sadly. But then STR Carnival Goku, 18 million attack stat here. Obviously, these guys now, you think everyone on the rotation is currently getting a... Well, Vegeta gives 80%, isn't it? So 140% attack support, which is pretty cool. Because Vegeta himself can actually hit quite hard. So with the support from CABBA, we didn't even get to see what his attack stat would be. But yeah, definitely a good showing from the boy. Now, what do we want to do here? You're going to do your stupid super in slot 1 that you always do. We can get the 6 orbs of God Goku, though, so we probably go ahead and do that. The unfortunately, as far as I know from the last time I checked, the Dragon Fist thing on the private server is still broken. When you go into the standby, Goku obviously has the scouter, shows you where the super attack is, you put him in front of it, and then... Oh, really? And then he just dodges it instead of doing the counter into the Dragon Fist. I'm not sure why. I don't know when that will be fixed, but I'm not sure why it does it, but it does. So we don't need it for this turn anyway. God Goku not dodging the super, but thanks to the guard, we still eat it. I mean, that can hit for over a mil, so him taking like 300k. It's not ideal for us, but our team has a lot of HP, and we can end up still looking pretty good here. Super Saiyan 3 Goku should do a lot of damage. And then, yeah, depending on the orb change we get with CABBA, this is the other thing, right? It doesn't have to be the full field of orbs, but he's going to heal us quite a lot with each of these STR orbs that he picks up, because his raw defense does get to the point of being like quite high even at start of turn, because he's getting all of these stacks thanks to his super attack effect. Like the 9 turn raise thing is just absolutely ridiculous. It's such a good effect for these guys to have. So let's see, what did we get? See, we did get a really bad orb change this turn, which is unfortunate. We could put God Goku in slot 1 here. I think what I would like to do is to do this. And then, how many orbs are here? Because I did bring the orb changing item. So if we go ahead and use that, change all the blue orbs to STR. And then we can get, well, that's 10. So that's 9, but they're all STR. That's 10, but 2 of them are rainbow. So that's still going to add up to more, right? Because it's the 2 rainbows give 100, whereas the 1 STR only gives 70. So, yeah, we'll do that. So what are we going to heal? We're at 329. We do that, yeah, full heal. And then CABBA is at 1.35 million. So he might actually take some damage. I forget what Cell's exact super attack damage is, but STR Cell can hit pretty hard. So we'll see what... he's going to get the Dokkan attack here as well. Dude, this guy and his slot 1 supers, he has actually been relentless. But, I mean, CABBA has 1 million raw defense. He's type neutral. We're on full health. He'd have to hit for, like, what? Yeah, 1.7 or something to be able to kill us. So we take double-digit damage. Because that's the thing. The current meta, we don't have a lot of, like, long events anymore. So these guys just being super good in the early turns is the most beneficial. But if longer events do start to creep back in, then it's the characters like CABBA, Gohan, Cell, who's greatly raising for the turn, Rildo, who's greatly raising for the turn. Like, these are the ones that are going to be the most useful in the later phases once their guard has actually run out. And then, yeah, with that crit chance, we're hitting a 10 million crit. The crit chance obviously applies to the normals as well. Sadly, we didn't get any additional supers. CABBA is definitely a unit I think you build full additional, because you want to get as many of those additional supers and get those extra stacks as you can. But yeah, these guys definitely all looking very good. CABBA very, very strong with that super attack effect. You can just keep stacking them up. I mean, I guess technically we would eventually get to, like turn 11 if he was on turn 1, and that's where the stacks would then start to drop off. But there isn't really any content in the game at the moment. Even some of these red zones, right, which we're doing because they're a bit longer, we're not getting to turn 11 with some of the units that we're running on these teams, right? Because this is turn 9. This was CABBA's final turn with all of his buffs intact, but there's no way that this Cell survives the next turn. I mean, if God Goku gets crits on a bunch of additional supers here, he probably doesn't survive this turn, but he did not. So there you go. Let's end it off with the Spirit Bomb, shall we? Because I'm pretty sure that Vegeta will die in slot 1. 3 attacks. He doesn't have any support here. Although, of course, now that I say that, the animations are turned off, so we're not actually going to get to see it anyway. But imagine how much the Spirit Bomb would do on a rotation with CABBA as well, right? Because then the Spirit Bomb is getting the extra 60% attack as well. So, but yeah, that was STR CABBA. Very, very good. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section as we carry on with these showcases for the 50% support units. Which ones are your favorites? Which ones do you have? Which ones are you missing? Let me know all of that down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.